Welcome to Watch It or Don't. I'm Matt, here with Kat.
Hello.
And I know it's been a while since we've done a review. Hopefully we'll have some more coming up here in the future. But just getting into it, this is a spoiler review for Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Spoilers
So
will happen in this review.
You've been warned. Lots of spoilers. So just jumping right into the spoilers, everyone always wants to know who dies.
Who dies?
So who dies first?
Yondu.
Yondu. He's probably the biggest deal, I would say.
Yeah.
He doesn't die technically first in the movie, but he's definitely, I think, the biggest upset in terms of who dies in the movie.
They really kind of amp up his character to get you to like him even more throughout the film.
And I wish we could have seen more of him with his new fin that he has, which is more like original to the comics. That's not to say that he couldn't potentially get brought back for Infinity War.
Anything is game.
Anything will be game once you have that Infinity Gauntlet. Then the other person that dies is Star-Lord's father.
Ego,
Kurt Russell.
Who is the bad guy, spoiler.
Yes, which I feel like some people could figure out sort of from the trailer that that's where they were going with.
Yeah.
Doesn't really set up for any of the Infinity Wars. No real Thanos mentioned. It's pretty much just Ego, the living planet, wanting to take over the universe.
Kurt Russell's great.
He is great. He is able to take the form of Kurt Russell, Ego, the living planet, and there's also another cameo that he does because he proves to Star-Lord that he can take any form he wants. He does do David Hasselhoff, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
And of course, David Hasselhoff sings a song in the credits, which you'll see.
And another cameo we see is Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck, who I think we last saw in the first Guardians.
Yeah.
He is seen right at the beginning, and he's just doing some banter in the bar sort of type area. And from that scene, within that same bar, we meet Sylvester Stallone's character.
Yes.
And he is the head of sort of the Ravagers Club.
We don't see too much of him, but
not too much.
We would like to see more of him.
And it looks like that he most likely will be. They kind of set it up in one of the post-credit scenes, him leading a team of other characters that I'm sure you'll know from previous Guardians comics.
So I'm sure most people have heard there's 5 after-credit scenes.
Mm-hmm. That's one of them.
The first one is when Sean Gunn is
playing with the arrow of Yondu, because Yondu's passed away, and he's wearing the fin, which I didn't know he could do that, but why not? And he stabs
Drax
right
in the shoulder.
Slowly backs away.
Yeah, which is pretty funny. Then the second one is the one that you were talking about with Sylvester Stallone.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is Adam
Warlock. Yes, they tease Adam Warlock, and that's a big deal.
That's probably the most big deal.
People sort of gasped in the after credit scene. And what was the last one?
There was a fourth one, which was Teenage Groot.
Teenage Groot, that's right.
So they do a little clip with Chris Pratt sort of joking around with Teenage Groot about how messy his room is, and Teenage Groot has his own Teenage Groot voice, which is pretty funny.
That's true. And then the last one was with Stan Lee.
Yep.
And he's talking to the Watchers, which has been a popular sort of guess that maybe he's all these different people because of that. He's not shown as being one of them, but he's there telling them his stories of stuff he's seen.
Yeah.
And they just kind of leave him on the planet hanging.
Yeah, which is pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
But overall, the movie was great. I mean, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
I'd have to agree with that.
The soundtrack, as I'm sure most of you have seen, is pretty fantastic.
It's on par from the last movie, for sure. That is a great spoiler. I'm glad you brought that up. His cassette, Volume 2, does get destroyed in the movie, but thankfully they're able to retrieve some other old technology to make them up to it. And it's a Zune, which apparently is the most popular music platform on the planet at this time. Of course. So big laugh in the audience for that. Overall, I would have to agree with you how you said, though. 8 out of 10. Not as good as the first one, but more of the same.
Yeah.
Basically.
Still definitely worth going to see.
Oh, God, yeah.
We're going to go see it again this week.
Thursday, we've already bought it. Be sure to see it in theaters Thursday. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll hopefully see you soon.